Hello and welcome back to Buckle Up. I'm Harry King and this is a Vauxhall Astra Electric, and I think it's secretly one of the best value cars you can buy brand new, but not for the reasons you might expect. Let's start with the styling here at the front. So this is Vauxhall / Opel's current corporate face. The visor, the strong central crease in the bonnet, and this was one of the first cars actually to carry this in full. It was this and the Mocha that really introduced this face to the world. After Stellantis had come in, looked at Vauxhall's entire age and gone, now we hate all of that, we're going to change the way they all look in the space of about 3 years. And I think it was a great choice. I love the styling of this car. Down the side, now here might be a good place to talk about why this is such good value for money, but I'm actually not going to get onto that just yet. I'm going to talk about these 18-inch alloy wheels, fully in black. This car is in a sort of gold colour. I really like the combo, black roof as well. Very, very stylish, really fits in with the design. And then here we have and charging flap, Type 2 CCS fast charging up to 100 kilowatts, which might sound quite low, but this only has a 54 kilowatt hour battery, which means you can go from 10 to 80% in less than half an hour, which is what you really need. Round at the back, first thing to mention here at the back is these tail lights, which I think look suspiciously similar to the ones on a VW Golf. But I suppose that's okay when you're offering the incredible value for money that this does offer. No time to talk about that now though. I want to talk about this high level brake light, which I think looks really great and sporty, and it mirrors that strong central line on the bonnet. Let's though open the boot by pushing in on our Griffin badge, or I suppose this would be your bolt of lightning if this was an Opel. It opens manually and reveals 352 litres of space, which is fine. Not class leading, but it is a good boxy shape. There's not too much of a load lip, and there is a little bit of storage underneath the boot floor, including your owner's manual, weirdly. What there isn't space for under the boot floor though is your charging cable. They just kind of have to hang out in the boot themselves, which obviously does reduce practicality somewhat. You also have 60-40 split folding rear seats, but it's okay because you also have through loading. It's just a very, very tiny ski hatch, but you can get skis in. A Christmas tree would be a push, but skis should be fine. There is no smart way to lower that back here from the boot though. There is also the handy touch of tie down points here in the boot. Let's see though what it's like in the back seats. Now in here, I must say the materials definitely are from the more cost effective end of the market. And that could be a problem because the list price of this car is £38,000. Of course, I know how you can get it for much, much cheaper than that. Anyway, I've got seat back pockets. I've got a USB-C down here in the centre, 2 air vents, directional, and you can open and close them. The real problem is this seat is in my driver's position. I can't get my knees in behind it. I can just about get my head in under the roofline, but really, I'm 5'11" or 180 centimetres, so if you're over 6 foot tall, this probably is not the best place for you. Much better off in the front. You do have bottle holders in the doors though, and you do have an armrest that folds down with cup holders in it as well, and you get Isofix on both the outer seats with zip covers, which means you won't lose your cover, but they are slightly more fiddly than an exposed bar or a flip-up cover in our experience. The doors also don't open super wide, and because it's a hatchback, the roofline's a little lower, so if you're getting kids in and out of the back, it may be a bit more of a struggle than a crossover. We'll see if that pays off in the driving experience, the better dynamics. I think though, I'm going to go to the front now and see if it's a bit more comfortable. Well, I'm pleased to say up here there's certainly much more room, although a lot of the materials are again on the more affordable side. So there's quite a lot of fairly hard plastics here on the dashboard. This is a bit rubberized, very hard on the tops of the doors, although there is soft touch under my arm and on the center armrest here. Again, £38,000 car, that would not be ideal, but it really isn't in the real world that expensive. I do want to, before we get on to price though, talk about infotainment. This is the Stellantis system we have seen in a lot of cars. This is in kind of all of the smaller Stellantis models. Vauxhall have made some key improvements to this system that I believe means that this is the best car out of all of the various cars that you can buy on this platform, because my heated seats and my heated steering wheel are here physical buttons that I can just push. I mean, it's one big button, but this is so much better than going through 2 climate menus to do anything. And I still get a full row of climate shortcut buttons. I can do my temperature, AC, I can set my fan speed and do my demist and defrost here without going into any kind of climate menu. That's what we like to see. The only thing I really can't adjust is the air direction. That's it. A cut above the Peugeots and Citroens of the world, in my mind. These 2 screens are very, very smart. They kind of fit quite nicely into the interior as well. Practicality, I've got many hidden cubbies. So there's this big one at the front with my 2 USB-Cs and my 12-volt socket. It is wireless Android Auto or Apple CarPlay though. You can see there's currently nothing plugged in, and there I am on Android Auto. There's also space for your phone in here, and then if I pull back this other one, I get cup holders, which is lovely. 2 cup holders. You've also got a pocket back here that's quite handy for putting the keys in, for example. And then right back here, I've got a center console storage area, which isn't that big, but certainly will swallow up your wallet or your keys or something similar. I have a felt-lined glove box, and amazingly, it is full width. And I don't get a sunglasses holder up here. That's because it's here. Look at that, brilliant. Just the right size for your branded sunglasses. Lovely. We also have large door pockets with space for a bottle. The seats themselves are quite comfortable. They're quite well bolstered. They're fabric just like they were in the back, although there is some pleather plastic material up on the headrests. This one is electric, or mostly electric. This one, the passenger one, is manual, but weirdly my forwards and backwards is manual, but then all of my other seat controls are electric. So I can do this electronically, but then if I wanted to slide forwards, that's not electronic. Howdy. There's also plenty of adjustment in the steering wheel, although it's a slightly awkward handle, but look at that, in and out and everything. Lovely. And it's a nice clear screen in front of me as well. I've got my speed, big. Left-hand side is my power usage. Right-hand side is my battery charge state. I've got my predicted range down there. As I said earlier, 54 kilowatt hour battery. Theoretically, on WLTP, that should give me around 260 miles of range. In the real world this week, I've been achieving driving that would give me around 200 miles of range. But again, that is not an issue when you hear how little you can get one of these for. But I'll get onto that in a moment, because first, I'd like to start driving it. Right, I've teased you long enough. I'm going to let you have it. Why this car is such good value for money, completely objectively. Here's the thing. This car's been out a couple of years. Appetite for electric cars isn't maybe what everyone thought it might be. And if you go and look on Auto Trader right now, certainly at the time this video is posted, you will find a large selection of Vauxhall Astra E's for around £22,000. Now, there are a few different trim levels. Honestly, all of them are available with humongous discounts. All of them come with this 54 kilowatt hour battery. So even though some of the interior bits might not be exactly the same, the bones of the car will be. And you're going to be bagging yourself a car that can comfortably do 200 miles on a charge for £22,000, which means also you could finance it PCP for something of that value. That means it undercuts the MG4, the BYD Dolphin, all of these, you know, Chinese unbeatable valuable brands. Actually, you can get a Vauxhall for less. Also, all electric Vauxhalls are incredibly good value on lease at the moment. They're just really trying to get people into electric cars, and they are absolutely incentivizing you to do it by offering you insane discounts. I haven't checked a lease out on this car specifically, but as part of researching a video, Rob's discovered that you can get the bigger brother to this, the Grandland, for less than £200 a month on lease. Insanity, and that's only with £2,500 down. That's not an abnormal car deposit. So yeah, I think this really genuinely offers good value for money. I know the list price is 38. This one, as I say, in it is actually it's 39 because of the colour. But to actually go and buy one, it's going to be nowhere near that right now. So if you're looking for an electric car, now is a fantastic time to go and buy one of these Vauxhalls, just because of their position in the market currently. Now let's talk about the driving. Here's the thing about the Astra that no one really acknowledges, but it's just a really well done car. Now obviously if you were paying full price, I would be grumbling about this interior, about the fact that the passenger seat is manual and you're approaching the point at which you're going to pay luxury tax in what is just an average family hatchback. However, the fact is it's not that expensive, and also it's just a solid, good car. They've absolutely nailed the brief of a family hatchback. Yeah, the rear seats could do with slightly more space, but they'd be absolutely fine for children. All of the driving is spot on. So the steering is light around town, but weights up and has enough feel when you're going a bit faster. It doesn't roll a lot in the corners. It's actually got really good body control. The suspension's a bit on the stiff side, is maybe my one complaint. Pedal feel is great. This is 152 PS and 270 newton meters, 0 to 62 in just over 9 seconds. So again, spot on for acceleration figures. You're going to get right up with traffic, but you're not going to make anyone feel car sick. The visibility is really good. I've got nice big mirrors. I've got a nice upright rear window. Things that are important. It's just a really good, like, solid normal car, which obviously is where the Golf historically has really excelled. But the Astra is every bit a rival for the Golf in the current generation. I would say historically it hasn't been. The interior of the Golf's usually markedly nicer. I would say in this generation, yeah, there's more hard touch stuff in here, but honestly, actually the real issue there is the Golf's interior isn't as nice as it has been historically. And just, I don't know, the Vauxhall didn't feel somehow as solid, as comforting to be in. But I've got to say, I have absolutely no issues driving this car around. It's just a well done car, and being electric has had no real effect on that. It's a perfectly good electric car. Let's talk efficiency, since we're here. To achieve its WLTP range, I believe it would need to do around 4.6 miles per kilowatt hour. Stellantis, weirdly, they give that WLTP range but then claim it'll do 4.2 on average. What I've actually got out of it is, on a longer journey, I've got around 3.9 kilowatts per hour, which is what's led me to that 200-mile figure. Round town, I have been seeing north of 6 miles per kilowatt hour. So, here's my real strong point on this car. I don't think a 50 kilowatt battery car that does around 200 miles when doing a long journey, I don't think that makes sense for a lot of people as a sole car. I know there are people out there who don't really ever use their cars for very long journeys. You would be fine in this. Say you're a bit older, you just need something for town journeys, like that. But if you're a two-car household and you're looking to switch one of your cars to electric and use it more for local journeys or your commute or the school run, and you can buy this for such little money, I think this is absolutely a fantastic use case for this car, the second car, because there is enough space for everyone in it when you need to get everyone in it in a pinch. And it's like a big, normal, comfortable car. I've got radar cruise control, and I've got steering wheel controls for my volume, and a nice screen and a nice sound system. So if you're doing your commute, you know, you'll be grand. If you can charge at work or charge overnight at home, you're never, ever, ever going to have to worry about charging it, because it does actually have enough range in the real world to do all of those journeys without needing to stop. It would only be if you're going on a long journey. So it fits into that category, along with things like the Kia Soul, the Nissan Leaf, the Kia Niro, the Hyundai Kona. Cars that are really good and we really like, and often excellent value for money, but they're hard to justify as a sole car, make fantastic sense as that second car. And it is a real space that people are looking to fill. So I would say genuinely go out and test drive one of these cars if you're looking for a second electric car. It really, really is worth a look, I would say. Let's go back though and do a bit of a conclusion. Right then, that is the Astra E reviewed. So what am I thinking? Well, my number one thought is there are amazing deals to be had on this car. On lease, electric Vauxhalls, they're offering mad discounts. But also, if you're looking traditionally to buy cash or even PCP, you can pick up a brand new one of these for just over £20,000. That is insane value for money. I mean, there's nothing in this class that comes close to that. So if you're looking for a family electric hatchback, go and check out a Vauxhall Astra. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe. If you go down into the description, you'll find all the links to all our social medias. You'll also find 2 ways that you can support the channel. So we have channel memberships right here on YouTube, and we also have a merch store where you can go and buy lovely, lovely, sweet, sweet threads to warm your aching bones. So please go and do one or all of those things, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.